So I came across this one story, and it was actually about a male who they say up and lynched himself by suicide. Now, I did another video previously about different cases that was happening in the Mississippi area, Georgia area, where people were saying like, okay, this person went and slipped and lynched themselves, and it was a suicide. I mean, we don't know. And they all happen to be black males, by the way. So I came across this story, which was obviously very much so similar. I have a very short article here because, I mean, there really wasn't much to it at all. It was just a very short article, so I had to go on the Facebooks and do a little bit of research of my own. But let's get into this. Body found hanging at High Shoals Falls, identified by GBI. Deputies were called out around 2 p.m. to High Shoals Fall in the Swallow Creek Wildlife Management Area located near Indian Grave Gap Road near Hiawassee. The town's county sheriff's office posted about the incident on its Facebook page. It said deputies found a person hanging from a tree by a rope. Now, y'all, how many times have y'all seen that and it was just a suicide or anything like that? Because that's the first thing that they say. Oh, it's a black person hanging from a tree. Okay, it's a suicide. We've seen it plenty of times, y'all. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation was asked to assist in the investigation. They identified the body as 29-year-old Trevante Jamal Schubert Helton of Salty Nakuchi. The GBI says their preliminary investigation indicates this death was an isolated incident, and Schubert Helton was by himself. So it was an isolated incident and he was by himself. An autopsy will be performed by the GBI's medical examiner. High Shoal Falls is located about 80 miles northeast of Atlanta. Yeah, so now you could look at that and interpret it in two different ways. It says that the investigation indicates that this was an isolated incident and he was by himself. Was he just by himself, or were you saying he may have been by himself when this happened, which means he offed himself? So there could be two different ways to look at that. But something I wanted to show you, I went on the Facebooks and I seen this post by Don Schubert, which is the same last name, unhyphened, of him. So I'm assuming this is the father. Okay, this is what the little icon image looks like of him. I believe this is his father, possibly. Okay, so maybe, I'm assuming so, he's mixed. But it says, on Wednesday, February 21st, Eric, Michael, and I lost our son Trey, TJ. We have to accept that the Lord now cares for the soul of this troubled boy with a good heart who grew into a troubled man with a good heart. May he finally find peace and comfort in God's embrace. Trevante Jamal Schubert Helton. And then it says, on Wednesday, Eric, Michael, and I, and the person writing this is Don, which I'm assuming is the same dude that's in the image. And I don't see any women's names popping up. Eric, Michael, and Don are males' names. So I find that to be interesting as well. Where's the mother? We don't know. It said, with a good heart who grew into a troubled man. He has a soul of a troubled boy. Then he grew into a troubled man. With the good heart, is that some kind of insinuation that maybe he's a part of crime or something? I don't know. But I did see this one. It was another post, and this was actually by a friend. And I'm going to put the images up on the screen as well of the ones that followed within her post. And it says, words cannot describe how heartbroken I am right now. Not many of you know, but I met TJ when he was struggling, but he never made it seem like he was always so energetic and happy to kick it with me, going to the lake, going to the mall. And I'm sorry, y'all, this person, there's like very little punctuation in here, so if it sounds weird, y'all see, ain't no commas, there's no commas, semicolons, colons, apostrophes, periods. I think I only seen one period in here this entire time. So, two and an apostrophe. So, okay, I'm trying my hardest. Let me start it over. So it says, words cannot describe how heartbroken I am right now. Not many of you know, but I met TJ when he was struggling, but he never made it seem like he was. He was always so energetic and happy to kick it with me, going to the lake, going to the mall, going to downtown Sugar Hill to stop by some poke stops and catch some Pokemon. This is tearing me apart that you are really gone right now. And I found out on effing Instagram. Wow. I will always speak of the amazing times we had and all the amazing lake spots you showed me, and how bad I want to become a Pokemon master like you. How much of an amazing man you were. Amazing man and not boy. You were and had become. I'm so sorry this happened, friend. I wish we could just turn back the hands of time and that you were right here with us. Love you forever, TJ. May you rest in peace and forever rock on. That was a very thoughtful post. And yes, she has many images of them just hanging out, And he seemed, in these images, he seemed fun. So when you look at Don's stuff with that post, insert it again. When you look at that, and you're saying he was a troubled boy, or is a troubled boy, and now he's a troubled man, as if death makes you a man or something. I'm not sure. I felt like the wording was odd, and we're gonna get into why I felt the wording is odd. Okay, but it's just interesting. And she says, "Hey, I knew when you didn't have any money, okay, but you were always energetic." And looking at these images, he looked happy. He looked like he could be the life of the party. But something I want to show you was his Facebook page that I found, Trevante Jamal Schubert Helton. All right. And it says that, from Sugar Land, Georgia, and that's what she was mentioning in her post. And it says, I'm in a relationship with Kimberly Lean. So then here's her thing of Kimberly Lean and, the other image to accompany it. Okay. As you see, they got the same kind of images on there. Now, this is the post that kind of made me really be like, oh, okay. So instead of her name being Kimberly Lean, okay, she changed it to Kim Burley. Okay. So it says, because I went and clicked on it, and then it was like nothing really popped up. It was just like one picture, and I'm like, okay. So I'm assuming she has two Facebook accounts. And yes, again, y'all, the grammar is going to be real bad. So yes, I talk like a robot. It's going to sound like a robot because I'm trying to get every word in there and think about the punctuation as it's not on the screen. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is what she ended up writing. It says, one thing that will never change is how much I love you, boy. It was the same verbiage that if it is the father, whoever Don is to him, that's the same thing he said, but the friend did not say that. So it's interesting. One thing that will never change is how much I love you, boy. Am I going to miss you like crazy? I really hate you're gone. I hate how things went, but you will never, ever be forgotten. I love you so much, always will. You will always be my muffin man forever. Lord of the Tings will forever be our movie, and Godzilla. Ripe baby, till we meet again, I love you. Now I have 3 points. The boy statement that I mentioned earlier. But she also she said, am I going to miss you like crazy? So I'm also wondering, are you asking me? Because that sounds like it's a question without a question mark. So what do you mean, are you going? I mean, are you? I don't know. She said, I really hate that you're gone. I hate how things went, but you'll never be forgotten. What does that mean? I hate how things went. How what went? Well, Alex, he's dead, of course. Well, then you have the RIP for that. What does that sentence really mean? I hate how things went? Was there an argument? Because you don't say that when someone dies. You would say something, if you said something like that, you would say something on the lines like, I'm upset that we weren't able to communicate. Insert that. But to say I hate how things went seems like there's some kind of animosity, some kind of disagreement that may have taken place between the two. So to me, I'm like, that's interesting. Then she said, you're always my muff. And also just another thing, this is your girlfriend and all that, but there's so many grammatical errors. Now you may say, okay, Alice, come on. The other chick has some grammatical error. Yeah, but, and yes, that was the friend. And this appears to be obviously, this is the girlfriend. And for me, I'm like, okay, it's a lot of grammatical errors in here though. Almost kind of like it was a half-ass kind of thing. Like, okay, yeah, let me just hurry up and put some stuff on here. Yeah, I'm so sad. Yeah, Lord of the Things is fun. And Godzilla, yeah, you're my muffin. All right, I love you. Even just looking, and put a comparison up on the screen, even just looking at the two combined, yours is how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the friend is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. About 18 is over double as long. And you're the girlfriend, yet yours doesn't seem that long. Didn't even seem like you really cared that much. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just looking at it. So, allegedly. All right. I'm just looking. I'm just saying. All right. And when stuff like this happens, if they actually choose to investigate it, there's going to be a thing where, of course, they're going to go and look and see, like, okay, this is this quote unquote spouse, girlfriend, whatever. Let's see, is she dirty? I'm not saying, I'm just saying it just seems very interesting. The verbiage that was used as well is a bit bothersome, but let me know what you all think about this story, and let me know why you think it's not getting much recognition, because as you guys saw, that article that I read you, it was about 3 paragraphs and it was small paragraphs. So let me know what you all think down below.